Hello everyone, this is White Wolf. I wanted to do a meditation today, and I wanted to just talk about, waking up in the morning and just being grateful. I think the greatest thing that we can do and the greatest gift that we can have is just to wake up in the morning and feel absolutely grateful about existing, about breathing, feeling connected. Also, the very feeling of your divine actions coming to fruition. When you allow your actions and your manifestations and your connections to come to fruition and to open up very dramatically, we can live, laugh, and love and have no regrets and feel as if we're having a near-death experience, as if we're knowing that if we never did a single thing, that it's okay. But it's a state of living, it's a state of premonition, it's a state of opening up. And when you live within that state, you live within self-realization. You automatically shift that direction and that connection within yourself to know who you want to be in that moment. So feeling that connection and feeling that emulation of source energy means that you have the ability to wake up and see a new day that is dawning before you. So when you feel as if you're waking up and living a dream instead of the nightmare, but living your day as if it is a daydream, and feeling into that visualization of imagination and flowing towards it. So when we wake up in the morning, we can set the precedence for our day, we can set the intention for our day, and we can open up to a deeper state of connection, love, wisdom, and grandeur before we go through the troubles of the day, go through all the anxieties of the day. And sometimes you can just relax back into the fact, as I'm kicking the table, we can relax back into what am I here for, and who am I really? And seeing yourself as the creator, seeing yourself as divine, as the oracle of love, light, and wisdom. Because if you have no regrets, then that means that you're not holding on to baggage anymore. So it kind of makes you feel as if you're releasing things out there and feeling as if you can let go of what feels like is a hindrance or a trouble or a sensation that is old, or repressed feelings, or maybe feeling like your limiting beliefs reinforce themselves and kind of cloud your judgment. So then we can take a moment and see, like, it's beautiful today. I get to shower, I get to wear my ball cap and my pants and my sandals, and I get to do all of these things. I get to eat, I get to, help my animals and bathe them and nurture them. So it's kind of like being held in the safety and the security of being nurtured and held within that presence. Then life doesn't seem as bad. But if we make it a bad premonition, a bad vision, a bad dream, then we enter into it as if everything is feeling more depleted and more of a deconstruction instead of a construction of divine orchestration. So that makes us feel as if we can take a step back and actually see our life as it's supposed to be. See ourselves as we are supposed to be, and not see ourselves as emotionless, feeling less feelings, but it actually means that we're actually into the activation of feeling and transformation. So, no regrets, live, laugh, and love, eat, pray, and love, whatever you want to live by as your motto or as your vocation or your dedication to how you want to place yourself within wisdom, grace, and grandeur and majesty. You have to be consecrated in that, meaning that there is a newfound faith within yourself that really opens up a different state of being within yourself. So it feels as if you're relaxing and you don't have to prove so many different things, and your triggers don't feel as if they're heightened as they once were. It doesn't feel as if you're giving into your emotions as much as you once were. But it means that there is a balance of how you can see yourself and how you go about your own creation. So in that moment, you're not reacting, you're not fighting, you're not resisting, but you're giving into the state of giving and receiving. It's a beautiful thing, and it makes you feel as if you're in that state of having a near-death experience, meaning like when most people, they talk about a light, they talk about an ecstasy, they talk about a transformative experience of spirit, meaning that we can access that, and that meditation does help us access the state of bringing life where there is death. But we have to see that everything that is falling away, that is withering away, as being born again, reconstructed, resurrected, if you want to put it in those terms. So there is an ascension that's coming into us, a transfiguration like of the soul, if you will. So every time that we meditate, or no matter what we're doing, rather it's Kundalini, rather it's meditation, rather it's visualization, journaling, or anything like that, those are tools, but you are the instrument. So when we understand that we are, in a sense, the instrument of meditation, then we see ourselves as a God, as a presence, as a connection. So therefore, when we are that connection and that presence and that energy that helps us become the scientists of spirituality, that means we choose to experiment. We choose to go through trial and error. And we choose to go along the path and not just have so much filler. But the filter and the container are one. The mind, body, and spirit are one, once again. So if you feel as if you're not tapping into your heart center once again, the center of the heart, or what you center your heart around, what you place around you, is a sheer indication of how much you want out of life and out of your connection. And you will express yourself in many different ways. So when you choose to express yourself in so many different ways, this means you open up to a profound sense of grace. So, for instance, like I used to wear very nice clothes during meditation. I used to wear button-up shirts and like ties and stuff like that. But now I'm in a pair of jeans, I don't have shoes on, I'm wearing a hat, and I feel like I can just be, because I'm not focused on what is on the outer appearance. I'm focused more on what is internal and eternal, external. So it's a balancing of what you're seeing internally and externally. So it's kind of like, I express myself because I'm a soul. It doesn't matter if I'm wearing a hat, it doesn't matter if I take my hat off. It doesn't matter if I wear my hat backwards. It doesn't matter if I, wear my hat a certain way, but I am still the being that is giving the message, the being that gives the message in stride. So it's kind of like, who am I? What am I? I am because that I am. And you are because we are all that we are. So I am means that we are meditating upon it, to it. A state of wonderment, excitefulness, grandeur. So you feel like your life is different, and it doesn't mean that you have to have a gazillion dollars, and it doesn't mean that you have to be doing something crazy, something so adventurous and expeditious. That's duplicitous, because we don't have to focus just on that, but we have to focus on the very fact that we are everything that we want to be. So if we are everything that we want to be, then that means we are prosperity, love, and intention. It's just a matter of how we represent that. And in the meditation that we're going to do, we would just want to open up. We want to actually feel as if it's a possibility. And if we can feel that it is truthfully a possibility to connect into that presence of energy and that preservation of energy, then we can connect into what it feels to be in awe. To be in awe means that there is a realm of surprise. To allow the universe to surprise you, I think is a gift. If you can allow the universe to surprise you in many different ways, it just means that you can connect. To be in the state of expectation, but not the expectation that we usually feel. Because most of the time when we feel expectation, we feel like we expect from other people. We feel like we expect just because this person needs to do this to fulfill my need and fulfill this desire and that. And if they don't do that, then they suck. Well, it's just kind of expecting the blessings. The intention of the blessings that you set out, or the energy that you project, that you place out there, feels as if you're giving back because you're in the state of giving and receiving as a different polarity, as a different state of connection. Because when I was like dressing nice with my meditations and collared shirts, I felt more constricted. I didn't feel as relaxed. So it's kind of like when there's that fluidity of feeling relaxed and not as constricted, not a deconstruction, then there is a way that we can connect back into our energy, our energetic fields, and feel as if we're coming back and collapsing timelines, experiences, and the manifestations of every experience has already been experienced. It's just if we give into the presence of experience, of having faith, of exploring all of those desires, then they don't become impurities. They don't become depleting. That's why I said the state of the near-death experience, while the wind is picking up, what that stimulates is that you, in your spirit and your connection, can feel as if you have no regrets, because then there's no expectation to live, laugh, and love, and to feel like, oh, I haven't done all this in my life, and I haven't done that. And in the beginning, I wanted to I wanted to do all these things, but then I realized it was like the foundational stuff is more important. Because you can have all those things and you're like, that didn't make me happy. Why did I do all those things? Hello, how are you? Why did I do all those things? Why did I rush? Why did I work so hard to get to nowhere? When it's already here, inside. And sometimes the divine, we think we want this thing, like let's just say you wanted to be a singer. And because you didn't feel like you wanted to go through that music deal that you had, you didn't want to sign your life away, right? And then it diverted that path and you actually had children in this lifetime. Well, it probably prevented a lot of stuff from happening to you. And sometimes, when things don't fall through, we always think that that is negative. We always think that it's hurting us. It's hurting me when I kick my foot on the table, like I just did. But that, in and of itself, is like, sometimes I think to myself, I'm like, I'm literally thinking that the table is hurting me. That it's in the way of my path of connection and love and all those other things. When really, there's a reason why I kicked my foot on the table. There's a reason why you didn't go out last night, because you're like, oh, I wanted to go out. My friends wanted me to go out. And they were like, come on, let's do it. And you're like, your discernment kicked in. You're like, I wasn't sure. And then, something happened at the bar or whatnot. So think about the discernment. Instead of looking at all the things that hasn't happened in your life, think about all the things that haven't happened. Look at all the great things that have happened, and then go from there. So, like for instance, like the hat that I'm wearing is reminiscent of an English Springer Spaniel that I had. And I remember when I let her go, I always looked at this hat and I wanted it at the gas station. And they're a great hat company. But I didn't have the money at the time to do it. So, because I didn't have the money and the time to do it, when I gave her away, it was like, then I saw that, but I wanted her to be represented every time I wore it as an animal that I've had so many past lifetimes with, right? I had so many past lifetimes with this animal. And letting her go was so painful and detrimental and emotional for me. But I had to realize that she wasn't there for the rest of my lifetime in this lifetime, because I was remembering all of the past lifetimes that I had with this animal. And I named her Charlotte. But that's the nature of existence. That's the nature of life, is that we have to we have to let go of things in order for the new to come in. We have to shift within our connection to bring about a new connection, a newfound intention. So it's kind of like, I can hold on to that burden. I can hold on to my mom and sister being dead. I can hold on to that hurt and that pain, but I can see that they're with me, and that they're always with me, and that they're fighting my battles. And I can hold on to this pain of maybe thinking about a relationship that didn't work out and what it could have been. Not saying that I am, but for example. But to let it all go is to have forgiveness and love and action, and to kind of just let it go. I have no regrets. Any person that entered my life, if they were a part of a lesson for me, or they taught me something, they helped nurture me in some type of way, if they loved me in a certain way that I needed to be loved and they were a lesson for me, then there's love, forgiveness, and letting go. And that's just part of the journey. There's a lot of hurt in this world. And there's so much goodness in this world that we waste it so much on pettiness, you know? We waste it on so much like anger and guilt and resentment instead of just forgiveness and letting it go and just giving it back to God. That's why I titled the video, and I've been doing more lives. I just really haven't had a lot of inspiration to do these lives, but I've been doing other videos and stuff like that. And I haven't ate anything today, so I'm gonna eat so much food when I get off this. But the point is that when we do this meditation, just feel as if you have no regrets, and that you can live, and that you can laugh, and that you can love, and that you can move on with your lives, no matter what has happened to you in this lifetime. So we're gonna do a quick meditation here. Feel free to connect with me if you feel inclined to do so. And we're just gonna do a meditation, and we're gonna snap right into it. So, when you're relaxing within this meditation, feel as if you are the visualization of the intention of the near-death experience of letting go, forgiveness, no regrets, live, laugh, and love. Very quickly and dramatically, we change the tide. We are the calm before the storm. We are source, recognizing source, loving it, giving back in the state of giving and receiving. So therefore, we can meditate once again. And that there's great love and connection and forgiveness. And if we just let go of all of our burdens, let go of all the hatred and the guilt and the anger and the condemnation and the judgment of this world, then therefore we can move mountains. We can use it as a way of grace, as a way of giving back, and as a way of healing the planet, if you will. And we can label it, we can find definitions and explanations to argue against it, agree to disagree, make a whole tirade, protest it, detest it. But once we just give in, we see that there's great love and that there's great respect from the divine to us, that we can have divine orchestration and divine justice within our life. What was unjust will be just, and what was disconnected will be connected once again. What needs to be reconstructed, what needs to be built once again will be built again and again. And life will just be continuous because the world is never going to stop. It will just live on. And whatever you need to live on will be within your heart. Become the heart of the universe today so that you have no regrets. Live, laugh, love, and just feel interconnected. Just feel as you are an interdimensional being, a multidimensional being, but also that you're shifting the energy. So therefore, before creation, after creation, absolute reality with infinite reality, and this octagon of light to connect deeply with the Metatron's cube, that this cube helps us tap into sacred geometry, a sacred lifeline, and the sacred bloodline of enlightenment, that we can connect back into those DNA encryptions, those DNA strands, and be whole once again, to be loved, to be one with the Oracle of Love, Light, and Wisdom once again. And that there's so much love here for us all, we just happen to not see it all the time. See it, feel it, be it, no regrets, live, laugh, and love. And just feel as if you're having that near-death experience, that you have no regrets, that you feel as if you're okay with this life. You're okay with this life. You're okay with everything that you've done, and that you're not carrying life. You're okay with everything that you've done, and that you're not carrying life. You're okay with everything that you've done, and that you're not carrying the baggage. Love, light, and wisdom as oracles connecting back into the balance of energy. So everybody take one last deep breath. Exhale. And so it is. So thank you for meditating with me today. Thank you for being a part of this live. And until next time, I'm your host, White Wolf, and I'll see you guys around 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern. And until next time, I'm your host, White Wolf, and I'll see you guys around 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern.